So back in March of 2012, my life turned upside down when I was bit by a tick. I was infected with stage 3 neurological Lyme disease, which also triggered a very rare and unusual movement disorder called dystonia. By the time they diagnosed me, my doctor was hoping that I would survive a month. He said I was the sickest patient he'd ever had and he didn't think I would survive. I was completely 100% disabled, couldn't care for myself, I could do nothing. The pain was unreal, I couldn't even walk. Wheelchairs, walkers, scooters, my life was, I thought it was over. I've always been a believer, always been a Christian, and I just refused to accept that was all it was going to be for me. And I started turning more and more to God than I ever have before. When I finally got well enough to be able to drive, the first place I came was here to Joy Church. I brought my kids here, and I brought my husband the next week, and we never looked back. I'd never really knew much about divine healing until I came to Joy Church. I went to the first Divine Healing series. Pastor Dave gave me the CD set for some divine healing, and it really began to open my eyes. One thing in particular that also was helpful is I ran into somebody at a hospital who was there for his final check at an oncologist, and we were talking about his testimony. I was telling him the journey I was going through, and he said, "I brought a book today, and I thought it was meant for someone at the oncologist's office." He said, "But I think God really meant for you to have it." So he gave me the book, and it was a year-long devotional on divine healing. And it just turbocharged the whole process. And the more we came here to Joy, the more I grew in my relationship with Christ, grew in understanding who God really is and what He really wants for me, and that my healing was just waiting. And it was just learning to take those steps. He opened my eyes to so many steps along the ways. He used doctors, He used counselors, He used my faith, He used getting me back to small part-time jobs. He used so many things to get me where I am right now. And so I say my life fell apart in March of 2012, and I put it back together in March of 2020. And I am restored. My health is restored. My youth is restored. I'm able to work. I am restored, and it's all for the glory of God.